It's a crazy world out there. Craziness. Can't we all just get along?
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Born and raised in South T-Bay, lower class punk ass, I was Northwood grade. I had it made. Spent my nights drinking with my mates. Just a short bus ride up to PA. Red River Red. Then I hit the wall and I knew I had to bounce. They still say that 19 years ago. Well, I got the hell out. From time to time you may see me hanging around. Now I feel like a stranger in this town. Crocs and rolls is where I learned to play. Westwood Tavern's where I learned to walk away.
Hey, this is Mike. This is episode 143. This is Ego and Vice. Welcome back. Yes, it is a crazy, crazy, crazy world out there. People are absolutely out of their minds. Try to avoid the news, like the big network newses. Try to find your sources from more independent, neutral kind of places where they actually have facts and they do their research and it's based off of like some reality. The big ones like CNN and Fox News and MSNBC and just anything big, ABC, all that stuff. It's just a big TV show, right? It's just a ratings grab. It's a clickbait. It's like the biggest disaster wins because, you know, the biggest headline of the worst thing that could possibly happen wins. Just so they can get more ratings. You know what I mean? It's only Bad Religion had a song on their record generator and it was called Only Entertainment. And the whole breakdown of the song was that the nightly news that people are so captivated by and they believe so much of what they hear. Basically, the moral was it's just a TV show. It's only entertainment. So they got to keep you glued in. They got to keep their viewers. So be careful what you believe out there. And I'm not saying fake news. I'm not saying all that shit. But definitely biased. So if you just watch one news station and that's like where you're getting all your information from, you're not doing yourself any favors. Try and get a vast, wide input of information from either side, both sides, down the middle, up, down, doesn't matter. But just use common sense. Use your common sense. And you'll have it all figured out. Who am I to tell you? I'm not saying anything. I'm just in this kind of mood right now because we're in a phase of society right now where everything is just big. You know, there's so much crazy shit going on. Who to believe, what to believe, and how to believe it is completely up to you. All I say is use your common sense and choose wisely. And be good to people. Be good to yourself. Be a nice person. There you go. Help out if you can. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Let's get to the podcast. Today on the podcast, I have a guest which I was very excited to finally have on. Her name is Tara Holloway. I've known her for years and years. Even though we've never really been friends, like we've never really kind of met, but anyway, you'll hear about it in the conversation. She swung by Southwood Studio. She is a musician. She's a singer-songwriter. She is a traveled journeyman, if you will, pardon the expression, of music. She's lived in LA, she's lived in Vancouver, she's been everywhere, she's done everything, and she's still doing it, and it's awesome. And her songs are amazing. Her voice is unique and powerful and her own, and I'm super happy, like I said, to finally have her on, and I'm so happy of the conversation we had, and I get to play some of her music right here on the podcast, and it is fucking good shit. Anyway, so enough about me, enough about that. Let's get to Tara Holloway. I'm going to play a song from Tara. It's called Little Ghosts. After the song, we're going to come back with the conversation with Tara Holloway right here on Ego and Vice.
not trying to be. I know. Tired of being almost over this, but there's such latency, and it won't go. So this is over, and I'm growing bolder, just like I wanted to. There is no ring that I am tied to, so why do I keep you closer than I need to? Always just a small thing, should be nothing. Always swooping around this tiny little moments, haunted by your ghostness. Nothing at all. My apologies. You played with me. I know you didn't give a fuck about your sins to me. Oh no. How dare it be? It shouldn't be a problem, but apparently it was. Hurts, but it's over. First time sober, just like I wanted to. So why do I keep you closer than I need to? Always just a small thing, should be nothing. I'll be swooping around this tiny little moments, haunted by your ghost. It's nothing at all. My apologies. Apologies. Hurts, but it's over. First time sober, just like I wanted to. So why do I keep you closer than I need to? Always just a small thing, should be nothing. I'll be swooping around this tiny little moments, haunted by your ghost. It's nothing at all. So why do I keep you closer than I need to? Always just a small thing, should be nothing. I'll be swooping around this tiny little moments, haunted by your ghost. Yes, nothing at all. Nothing at all.
This is Ego and Vice, episode 143, as promised in the intro. In Southwood Studio, I have the one, the only, singer-songwriter, musician, Tara Holloway.
Hello.
Hello.
I think I'm supposed to say hello there, yes.
I'm so happy that you're finally here. We've been trying to make this happen for a while.
Yes. I was actually looking back at our messages. It has been a while.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you,
it's
thank you.
not as easy as all that, right? To just like kind of set stuff up. People have lives. As you get older, you have like responsibilities and things you do in life, and it's like, So, but I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for coming down.
Thank you. I'm
And-
really happy I'm here too. It's super fun.
Absolutely. And the reason I wanted to have you on is that we were just discussing off mic that we do have some sort of ties or weird worlds colliding back in the day. And as far as I can go back, as far as that goes, is around 2003, I think you said, or 2000, no, probably 2008.
Maybe 7. I don't know. Big Money Shot days, though. That's the era.
Because we both come from that era. I talk about on the podcast lots how the Ottawa music scene has a lot of weird peaks and valleys. Lots of high highs, some low lows.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Money Shot in the aughts, 2000s and somethings, was a very high for the Ottawa music scene.
Oh my goodness, for a few years there. Wowee.
And you the big money shot, just from backstory, it was put on by Live 88.5, the radio station. It was like this contest.
Yes, and it was the basis of them getting that frequency, the 88.5.
Right.
Yes. It was like a deal they had. They had to put something like $1 million into the local music scene over the next several years.
That's the crazy part, because unlike normal, like a band wars where it's like you win like free tickets to the Judas Priest cover band show or something.
Or if you're lucky, a studio time.
Yeah, right. In this particular competition, you actually won. I think what was the first one? The grand prize was like $250,000 or something.
But then there was the preliminary rounds where before that it would be the $40,000. That was like semifinal or something.
Yes.
And then before that, there's all of the mini rounds, which are $5,000 each night. Some band wins $5,000 toward their career every night.
It was raining money. It was raining money back then.
Glory days.
Yeah, everybody, but the money that was actually given was so smart, because it wasn't just here's some money to go buy beer.
No.
It's like
it was not cash.
Yeah, it's like it's like money for support. Like you won 3 times in the big money shot?
Yep.
So you had a grand total of some money that you explained it earlier. How
It's
did that work?
basically like having a bank with them. So I won $5,000 3 times. Like, it was absolutely amazing and so useful for me. So the deal was they would give you this money as reimbursement if you were spending it on your career in some way. That could be hotels on tour. That could be, making a CD, getting them printed, whatever. And on top of that, they actually had a deal with a local music shop called Musicland. I don't think it's there anymore in Barhaven.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Right on
Cedar
No,
View.
it's not. Strandherd?
Yes, Strandherd. And
yeah.
Woodruff. Yes, that's what it was. But so you had an account there. So that in that case, we didn't have to reimburse any musical equipment, whatever. We just walked in, got it, they put it on our account. And
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it was.
It was kind of a one of a kind. I haven't seen anything since.
Never heard of that since. I mean, this is a radio station that had a bar.
Yeah.
That was running a bar.
It was the Live Lounge.
The Live Lounge, Live 85.
I know. I hosted the open mic, the electric frying
no
pan
way.
I think it was Wednesdays? Every Wednesday for almost 2 years.
Oh my God.
And speaking of Musicland, when they decided to change the hosts up, when they Lee, I think it was Lee gave me a call. Lee Wagner gave me a call and he says, "Yeah, we're going to switch something up just to freshen things up."
Yep.
Here's a gift certificate for $1,000 to Musicland.
Ugh.
And I was like, sweet. I was bummed. I was bummed that I was losing my gig, but it was like, yeah.
It's like, here, be well. Off you go.
Believe it or not, there's only so many bad versions of Wonderwall you can listen to at an open mic. I thought I could listen to Wonderwall for the rest of my life, but you can't. Mm-mm. So yeah, not to dwell too far back into the past, 16 years ago, as you put it.
Yeah.
That's crazy, crazy. But that's where I became aware of your music, your talent, your presence. You're a singer, you're a songwriter. How did you begin singing, songwriting? Where does the beginning of music start with you?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh shit, my mind's like going down the rabbit hole. The first thing that I really remember was, grew up in Vancouver, would visit my dad for the summers, and I took a tape of his, an audio cassette that we would listen to in the car all summer, and it was Robbie Robertson's self-titled album. Nice. So like late 80s. And I stole it and I took it back to Vancouver with me. And that was my first like real love of music, was Daniel Lanois and this piece of work like of Robbie Robertson's. Yeah. So, and it's amazingly, I just got to see Daniel Lanois for the first time in Gatineau in the spring. So
cool.
Never thought I would get that.
How was it?
It was
amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like I bought tickets for the same show that's coming up at Bronson Center in September.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's like my first major love in music that I remember just digging right into. Mm-hmm. And from there, I was singing. I sang since I can remember. Always. A lot of my cousins are into music, and we all would sing. And there's videos of us when we're kids and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I started writing lyrics when I was, poetry, whatever, when I was like 10, maybe 11. And I wrote my first song, just like singing melody lyrics into a cassette player when I was in grade 7.
Do you remember the first verse of your very first song?
No, God. No.
Nothing? Do you remember the title?
No.
Okay.
No, I know it was very sappy. I just remember being very sappy.
It's amazing. Like, yeah, it's amazing. I find that before you write songs, people who are creative or writers, they'll have some sort of stories or poetry. Like it's already coming out early, right?
Yes,
like it's just
totally.
you're predestined to
Yeah.
to evolve that, and it
Yeah.
all and. What a better evolution for music than or for words than to put them to a melody.
Yes.
Right?
And there's some
So-
element of like the bittersweetness, and there's some element of joy and tragedy that is coming from.
Of course.
The both things.
Yeah.
Because it is somehow a celebration. But yeah, so 12 years old, wrote my first little song. 14, I entered a talent contest. So I moved back to Ottawa as a teen, and I entered a talent contest at the Ottawa X.
Oh, yeah.
It was in the paper. I saw it. I did a little audition and sang for that. And I did a Father and Son by Cat Stevens.
Oh, nice.
So that was 14. And then 15, I actually played in my first bar in Ottawa. And that
Okay.
was the Whipping Post at the time. Now it's Cafe de Caf.
I'm just gonna plug
Yes,
for some.
exactly.
I know, right? So many awesome little venues like Lucky Ron's. Remember Lucky Ron's? Anyway, Lucky
And
Ron-
that's it.
Lucky Ron's.
Once I started playing live, that was it.
Okay.
I didn't stop.
When did you start playing guitar? Did that just kind of evolve with it?
It did. The first time I sang on stage, the Ottawa X competition, my cousin Derek played guitar for me and I sang. And then the first time I played at a bar, I was 15 and I was a duo with my cousin Dana, and she was the one who played the guitar. But then we stopped performing together when I was 15, and so I picked up the guitar at 15.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is guitar your main instrument? Do you play
Oh
anything
yeah,
else?
that's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
only instrument. Like I can blow on a harmonica a little bit and like tinker on a piano just because that's easy.
Yeah,
But
I think that's you're self-taught guitar, I guess.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, same here. I think that's. I got nothing bad to say about lessons, but if you want to go down that road and learn theory and
Yes.
like put all that
Yeah.
stuff, you can do that,
Yes.
and you'll probably be really
impressive. I'm impressed.
You'll probably be better than me, like whoever's listening. But when I learned guitar, I was in a band as a singer, and my friend, every time we'd take a break, I'd put the guitar on my lap, and you'd start out like bong, 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 and then it eventually kind of evolves. And now I'm more of a brong, 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 but I'm still bong, bong, bong. Like I haven't really gotten that much better. I've just evolved from what I've learned.
Yes.
But it's all my style, I think.
Yes,
I've developed my own style.
that's what's beautiful about that, about
Yeah.
not being trained by someone else's style who is trained by someone else's style, and then it's a trickle down of a similar style that happens from teacher to student.
Right.
Yes, totally.
Now, I don't want to jump ahead and miss stuff, but Vancouver to Ottawa,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking back through some of my crack research, and you went as far as Los Angeles, Vancouver.
Yeah.
I guess that's west coast stuff. Lake Louise. Where's Lake Louise?
It's Banff, Alberta.
Oh, that's
but it's
right, Alberta.
Basically the Rockies side of BC of Alberta.
Did you travel for music like that? You relocated, kind of chasing the dream. Is that what happened?
Yeah, a lot of it. Yes, I made Sins to Confess, the first professional level album I put out. I recorded that in LA over the course of 5 years. Like whenever I could get out there just a lot of hustling and legwork and yes, a lot of that to make stuff happen.
Was that Sins to Confess?
Yeah.
Yes, because you have that came out in January 1st. It's like a New Year's baby. 2020. Sins to Confess. Does that make sense?
No. No, maybe that's just what Spotify says for some reason.
Or 2012.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense.
Oh yeah, that's my fault. No, I just can't read very
yeah,
well.
that
I can't read no good.
Yeah. I released it in 2010, and then we re-released it with 2 more tracks in 2012 under a label.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. What was life like in LA as a working musician?
Pretty amazing. Like I never realized until I was in LA that it's a music mecca. Like I had no idea. I just thought Hollywood. I just thought actors and stuff and movies.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But no, it's a working musician town. Like very much like Nashville.
I was gonna say
or
Nashville, yeah.
Austin as well. Yeah, like it's very much it's a great place to be if you happen to be in a great circle, like surrounded by some good people. Like, and
Yeah.
I just got really lucky. Stumbled on that. It's a weird story.
I think that would be the thing, right? You'd have to like find that kind of stream of
Yes.
whatever, and that
And then once you kind of hop on, then people know you and you know people, and it like that begets itself. Like, yeah.
at that level in your career, meeting You must have met amazing, talented people.
Yes, like
What
I
did-
got
what-
to sing demos for different people like that.
I was gonna say, what did you take away that was added to your songwriting? Did that make you a better songwriter to be
so
involved
much.
in that kind of?
Oh yeah. Because so when I would be in LA or anywhere I was, Nashville, I spent a lot of time in Austin as well, and I would. Sorry, I got distracted by some noise that just happened.
It's okay. Yeah, that's Laura.
I would get little gigs here and there. Like, okay, I would play shows, the occasional show. I got to play at a hotel cafe and the Mint and like a bunch of cool places like that. But then also I would score little studio session work too. Like, just like, oh, these executives for, you know, some television company got together and wrote a song, and they're hobbyists and they want someone to come and make demos. And then you end up doing demos with like Matt Rawlings and Dean Parks and like in New West Records studio, like just really random stuff like that, but all over the place, like all kinds of stuff. And then amongst all that, the main thing for me was songwriting. Actually, I did a lot of co-writing.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's. Have you ever written a song have you ever sold a song? Have you ever like written a song to someone and given them this is?
I have, but didn't happen though.
Okay.
I've tried.
In all my years of songwriting,
Yes.
I think I've only like written a song and actually given it to one person. It actually made but it was an indie punk thing.
That's
right?
wonderful.
But it was very cool because they really, really liked it.
It's wonderful, and that's the gold. That's the golden goose or whatever for a musician. Like,
Yeah.
if you were the songwriter on it, but someone else is hustling it and doing the legwork and like doing the groundwork, you just get the royalties quarterly.
Unfortunately, I'm not a real consistent writer. I go through horrible concrete wall
Blocks.
I have little. I'll take this for what it is, but I have little flashes of like, oh, brilliance, and then it's like, oh, there's the wall.
Oh yeah.
How
yeah,
is
yeah.
songwriting?
I can relate to that.
Yeah, how is songwriting for you?
Songwriting
What's the
for
process?
Me, so for me, songwriting is, well, process separate from what I'm about to say, but songwriting for me comes very easily because I never ever force it. And so when I do have a co-writing session set up with somebody, I go in pretty free and open, and I try to go in with one idea kind of thing, and then you're good to go. But yeah, I never force it. So I don't ever feel writer's block. I just write when I feel like it, which is a lot though. I do write a lot.
Yeah. I get that, and I've tried to kind of push my way through it, but I find if I do that, I get sick of what I'm writing because it all sounds the same.
Don't force it. That's the thing. Just live
Yeah.
life. Just live your life.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I also don't know what I want to write about.
Yeah.
And I found that the older I've gotten, it's especially like lyrically, it's harder to
You're less focusing on the actual thing you want to say.
because you're I think I'd like to hope the older you
'Cause there's
get,
too much to say.
yeah, the older you get, the wiser you get. Some stuff that you used to worry about or write about is not really
Yes.
a concern anymore.
I see what you're saying.
So it's like I could sit here and like I'm sitting on the couch and I'm really
But
happy,
then you're like,
and I love my life because it's like fun. But it's like nobody wants to listen to that shit. I don't want to tell people that. You know, back when you were a kid, you're like "fuck you, dad" or something. You know what I mean? Like that was easier back then.
Did you just have a Freudian slip?
Yeah, probably. No, I'll say "fuck you, dad," and I'll tell him right now. Anyway, but no, it's just like. I don't know. I as I've gotten older, I find that it's harder to write. Now I do like introspective stuff where it's just like when I was a kid, I used to whatever.
Yeah.
But it's real, right?
It's honest. Yeah, that's my favorite type of shit.
I forget sometimes that the songs that move me like crazy, like I listen to it, and to me it sounds like this giant triumph. And even if it's just a single singer-songwriter playing like a 3-minute acoustic song.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like this mountain. It's like I
Totally.
forget the fact that guy or whoever
Yeah.
wrote that song probably sat down with his guitar and went, this isn't very good. I'll release it. But it changed my life.
Totally.
He didn't sit down and write, I'm going to write the most life-changing song. He just wrote a song.
because he wanted to for whatever million reasons.
He just wrote it. He just wrote a song, and how people listen to it or how it affects you as the person,
Yes.
even the writer,
Yeah.
it has to come just organically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Like a lot of stars are aligning there.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's if you think that too hard on that
Yeah.
too, just be natural, be
Don't,
natural.
don't.
You'll psych yourself out
Yeah.
that
don't
way too.
don't think too hard. That's also the trick.
Well, that's
don't
the
think
problem.
too hard.
Yeah,
Don't overdo it.
Overall, don't think too hard.
And that's the challenge of, I think, every artist to like, when do you stop working on it? But like particularly I think of visual artists and like oil painters and things like that. Like, when do you stop? How many layers is
When is
too
it
far?
done? What does
am
it
I
mean
wrecking
to be
it
done?
now?
Yeah.
And all of the things. Oh my gosh, it gets philosophical.
I was on the previous guest I had on the podcast last week. We had a conversation about songwriting, and he got advice from, I can't remember who he got it from, but he said, once you release a song, it's basically you've decided to stop writing it. Do you know what I mean? Where it's just
absolutely.
like you have to hit a point where it's just like, that's kind of like a commitment.
Yes.
Like, here you go,
True.
release it.
True.
So if you feel like you're just putting layer and layer
Yeah.
and layer, if once you
Yeah.
release it, that's it.
That is it, but
Yeah.
it's not always it. I've definitely rewritten and like revised and then
The remix.
played it differently live forever or whatever.
The funny thing is that the previous band that was on, they've been together for like 3 years, and the main songwriter Peter, like that band, it's a local band.
Which band?
It's called Future of Free.
Oh, cool.
They have like 88 songs.
Oh, wow.
Like-
I thought you were going to say they have like ADHD.
No, that's me.
It's like, that's a little personal. I don't
No. They have 88
it's
songs. But they also that's not counting like the remixes, the acoustic versions,
okay.
which they've turned into the acoustic electronic versions and stuff. That's not even including that's just the written songs.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like, that's crazy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they're all pretty good.
Wow.
I said,
I mean,
I said, how do you make a set list if you're only playing like a 35-minute show? Mm-hmm. It's like, I asked him, are there any songs you've never played live? And he's like, yeah. Oh yeah.
too many. Amazing. That's amazing.
Do you find it easier to write sad songs or
Yes.
happy songs?
No, flat out. Yes.
Always,
I have
right?
way more of a flow of writing and creativity from sadness and like fucked upness.
It's so much easier to write
It's
like
so
the
much
heartbreak
easier.
than
Yes.
it is the
Oh,
you know
yes.
what I mean?
Yes. I went on a mission actually to find my creative flow when I was 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm going west. I'm heading to the mountains. And I was heading to Banff originally in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Not Banff, sorry, Whistler. But this Frenchman, this Quebecois man was like, no, he goes, you're more hippie, you're more bohemian. That's what he said. He's like, you should go to Banff. That's what he suggested. And I was like, all right, then that's where I'm going.
Banff is lovely.
It was. And so I ended up staying in hostels and was like, oh, this is a good flow. I feel really creative here. Maybe I should work in a hostel. And then amongst my journey of trying to get a job at a hostel and applying to all the mountain towns, someone came back and said, we have an artist residency. So I'm like, okay, this is perfect. I'm following the path. I'm finding my flow of creativity. I get there. It was a bit of a nightmare.
Oh.
And I found my flow of creativity. And I learned when I was 21 years old that it's the sad, dark, terrible times that make me really write really easily and lots.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. I accepted it then. I was like, ugh, okay.
That's inspiration, whether it's bad or good.
Exactly.
You know,
I wrote so much.
the juices were flowing, like the creativity came out. And I think it's too, because I think we're naturally, I don't think people are like naturally happy. Maybe they are, but I think people have to work harder to be happy than they do to be kind of sad. I think it's easier to kind of like get swallowed up by like, and that comes out in creativity too. Like for me, songwriting, I always lean towards the breakup. Instead of, I don't really write love songs, but I'm using that as a, I'd always lean towards the breakup lyrics than I would, hey, I just met the nice person lyrics, you know what I mean? Because it's just easier and I can relate more.
Yeah.
Maybe that's sad. There's more disappointment in life than there is like good times. I don't know.
And then that's the bittersweetness too of like it wasn't hard because it was never good. It's hard because it was good and now it's sad, or you know what I mean? Like it's all bounces off of each other. Like life would be nothing if it weren't for death, etc.
Well, that's it. And I think as creative people, whether you write poems, whether you write books, whether you write songs, in situations like that, you're almost doing the little soundtrack to that chunk of your life.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Actually, I have a thing where I get like earworms, and actually they're brain worms. I was reading this audiophilia book, and my songs haunt me for years. Like I have to, sometimes I just need to stop playing them. So, and they, certain songs that still haunt me from writing them, from obsessively writing them.
Wow.
Yes. It's
Well, there you go.
Yep.
That's an inside track
hazards of the trade.
to the machine that's pumping out the songs, right? Anyway, that's a great segue though. Why don't we play a song.
Okay.
What would you like to hear?
I was thinking Off the Wagon. We were mentioning that earlier before we clicked record. Or that's a different thing you want to...
No.
Okay.
I listened to that song about 4 times today. Over the last couple of days, I was going through the catalog.
Okay.
Well, the Spotify. And that one stuck out just for... Let's talk about it after we come back.
Sure.
Okay, so this is Tara Holloway. This is Off the Wagon.
Yep.
On Ego and Vice.
Hey, bartender, pour me another shot. Hello, my old friend, fill it to the top. Drinking is easy, morning's a little rough. Nighttime is my time for more of that good stuff. Conversation is dragging, and I'm sliding down that wall. I'm already off the wagon. Tell me how much further must I fall? Quarter past 10 and I'm bushwhacked again. Sitting here thinking tonight I'll make a new friend. Got a drinker's swagger and a smoker's cough. There's a buck in it for you if you don't cut me off. Tell my heart drive me defragging. Make it a triple for last call. Oh, I'm already off the wagon. Tell me how much further must I fall? Too smart to stumble, too sure to fail. I got cops on my tail. Ooh, train beginning to derail. I'm not sipping in the LA. I'm not sleeping in my car. Yeah, surely I can hit the brakes before this goes too far. I still make it in work, so I'm just a little late. Can't you please accept just to be sober's not my fate? Yeah, conversation is dragging, and I'm sliding down that wall. Oh, I'm already off the wagon. Tell me how much further must I fall? Daydreaming on this bar stool about how things were. This time has moved on while I'm living in this blur. Got no bottle to put my bag in and no taxi to call. Oh, I'm already off the wagon. Tell me how much further must I fall? Oh, I'm already off the wagon. Tell me how much further must I fall? Oh, I'm already off the wagon. You tell me how much further must I fall?
That was Off the Wagon by Tara Holloway. I love that song.
Thank you.
Yeah. As I was saying, we were talking off mic there, and we were talking when you first showed up. I had mentioned that song. It just... I quit drinking like 3 years ago, and there's a lot of triggers out there that make you want to kind of... that bring you back to that time. Nights at the bar, or out with your friends, or, you know... And that's the stuff I miss. But this song just has this, I think the way I put it, it's like a warm blanket of nostalgia. Just, I've been in that situation, just the atmosphere of that song, it's done so well. And a song like that could only be written by somebody who's like, you can't make that up. It's experience.
Really true.
Yeah?
Really true.
Okay, good. So.
Years and years of living in bars. Drinking. I'm a hard drinker when I drink.
Yeah.
Like, not so much anymore, but I I still have the capability. It's in me. But no, it was ongoing for years. So yeah, it's very close to my heart. I wrote that song in Nashville with my friends John and Sally Tiven.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It captures exactly what it's supposed to. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but I think it's awesome.
It's a real thing, and that's what I was going for sure.
It's definitely real. So congratulations on that song, and I'm glad it's in my life now.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, it's going on many playlists. So what have you been doing lately?
So I took a break there. I stopped doing it full time in the late 2010s. So like 2016, I took myself off the road, but I still did another cross Canada tour in 2017. I tried to stop. I couldn't stop, but then COVID hit.
Oh, yeah.
So I really did stop doing it full time for a couple of years, which is weird for me. I even had to grieve that, being just a part-time musician.
Yeah.
It was my whole my whole identity since I was a little girl.
Of course.
Yeah.
I can totally relate.
Yeah. I would say 2 years of grieving. And then that might partly be that I was in a difficult relationship also. So it made it a little longer of a process to heal from. But yeah. I can't remember what I was saying.
Taking a break during
Oh,
COVID?
yeah. Okay. So COVID really called for stopping altogether. And so I did. And I stopped for 2-3 years, actually. I didn't do a show for a couple of years. And I started back again in mid 2022. And was like, oh yeah, this is who I am. That's the thing about, I don't do it full time anymore, but I do a handful of gigs a year, and it just reminds me of who I am. Like
it's
weird.
It is. It's like a part of you. It's like an old friend that you haven't seen in a long time because
and you're
I was
into them.
I was in 2 bands before COVID, and then during COVID I was in no more bands. And coming out of COVID, I was still in no bands because one of the bands broke up during COVID, and another band. We're older now, so it's amazing. It's I think everyone still had music in them, but during that chunk of time, everyone kind of developed new patterns and new habits and new routines and shit. So it's like, hey, it's over. Let's jam, and it's just like, I'm not free on Sundays anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes, the priorities completely changed. Yeah.
I started I'm in a band called the Riptides, and we just started jamming again, like 3 months ago.
Oh my God.
Finally, the world finally aligned.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We wrote a record and recorded a record in that time, but actually getting the 5 of us in a room was...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
I love the Dom. So I'm just looking at that poster from your band. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
that was the last show we played. Actually the last show we played in 2019.
Nice. Oh, I should also say I'm part of booking and liaising for this concert series called Femvox.
Oh, cool.
Yep, and it's women, non-binary, femme, trans. Yep, it's a really exciting program. We started it in 2019, and of course with COVID and everything, it's taken a while to get. It was going to be seasonal, but it was more like annual at a certain point. But yes, so we get 4 artists on stage. We put 2 and 2 together to do a songwriting situation.
Cool.
And then at the show, they play their songs for the first time, and we have them all up on stage in songwriter circle style.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a really good time. The next one's October 6th. It's always on a Sunday at the GCTC, the Great Canadian Theatre Company.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Where is that?
Holland and Wellington.
Wellington. Okay, I was thinking downtown. What's that? Ottawa's little theater.
And I booked myself for this one, so that's my next show that I'm playing, and it'll be with Andrea Sims Karp, but she goes by Naviger now. I don't know if you know. She's just an amazing, such a talented artist. And then also Catriona Sturton. Is it Sturton? Yes, it's Sturton. She's like a wicked harmonica player. I feel like she's from the Maritimes, but she spends time in Ottawa as well. And then Empress Nirangango. And it's going to be very exciting. I'm going to write with Naviger, and Empress and Catriona are writing a song together.
That's super cool.
It's so exciting. I'll put you on the list. Come.
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
I would love to. Anything that has to do with like songwriting and stuff. Do you remember the band St. Joe's Mission?
No, it's ringing a bell, but no.
Okay, there was a guy in the band named Ted Carty. And have you ever, the little Cafe Meow that's hot?
Yes,
the little
of course,
bar?
of course.
Larry Russell?
Yes.
every I think it's like once a month, Ted Carty has a showcase, singer-songwriter showcase, and it's called "Look What the Cat Dragged In," and it's Meow That's Hot, right?
What day of the week is it on?
It's on a Friday. It's like the third Friday of every month or something.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
You would.
I mean, Meow That's Hot's very original song, very original artist oriented. Like their weekly open mics are only originals. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
You're only allowed to play
That's
originals.
That's it.
I love that for an open mic.
Absolutely,
Like, so cool.
it's super cool. I think it's excellent.
So cool.
But the thing is with the Meow That's Hot or Meow That's Hot, the Look What the Cat Dragged In the showcase is that part of it is a question and answer and a sit down. So you
yes.
talk about the songwriting.
Yes, we do that at Femvox.
Yeah, and then you play the song.
Yes.
Then you do a set. So it's a
Nice.
very cool thing.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
You know, I asked him. I said, "Hey
Shit.
Ted, I'd like to do that."
Seriously, I'm writing that in my notes right now. Third Friday of the month.
I think
I'll
it's
double check.
usually like once a month on a Friday at Meow That's Hot. Ted Carty and Look What the Cat Dragged In. It's like a singer-songwriter showcase.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. Ted's been playing. Ted's been playing around Ottawa forever.
I know him. I definitely know.
Yeah,
Ted.
yeah, for sure. When was the date for your show again?
Oh, October 6th, Sunday the 6th. Yeah. And it's like early evening show. So you can grab dinner on Wellington and then come for this amazing concert.
Yeah, they have a good taco place up there, and you can't go wrong there.
Oh, it's a good little restaurant neighborhood for sure.
All right. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about as far as your career, your music, your songwriting, anything?
I mean, so I write songs all the time, and I always plan on making another album. It's just a matter of really money because I have time and I have desire and I have commitment. It's just like, I'll get myself together and do that at some point, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I perform my new songs live at shows. Like I've actually done a lot of shows this year. It's going to be up to like a dozen shows or something this year, which is so fun.
That's great.
Yes.
That's enough though, you know. I just play opening gigs.
Yes, I love opening gigs. Are you kidding? Those are my favorite.
Yeah, because
you can consolidate your set and make it the sweetest little set of songs.
And because you're just opening the night, there's no real obligation to like bring tons of people out and stuff. It's just like I'm just warming everyone up.
Yeah, I always feel that obligation anyways.
So I put feelers out to each like Live on Elgin and Irene's and Avant Garde and those places. And,
I feel like Avant-Garde's very much that. They're always like, hey, we need a third act for this show that's coming to town.
Yeah,
you know?
me and Alex are kind of
I love Alex.
friends. Yeah,
I love Alex. I go in there for shots of vodka and cold pickles.
Yeah, right. And he puts the little bowl of like fried whatever on the cheese balls or whatever he's got. But this is the third one I'm playing at Avant Garde, and since the start of the summer, I'm playing on the October 3rd.
Really?
I think, Thursday.
I'll put that on my Ottawa events list.
Yeah,
here
it's
in my notes.
playing with someone out of New York is coming
October
in.
3rd, you said?
Yeah.
Alana Sterling is playing a hometown show at the Rainbow Bistro that night.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I want to do both. I like to try to do that.
That's okay. It's okay. I understand that. Yeah. So for my opening stuff, going back to this last little bit of songwriting is that I used to, like you said, overthink things, or I'd write. You know when you sit down and you write a song.
Yeah.
And you find something. It's like, oh, I really like that part, and maybe it's just a chorus or just a hook in a verse or something like that. And then sometimes I'll put it aside and I'll go back to it and I'll try to build off of that, and I just kind of ruin it.
Oh yeah.
But then you leave it. Then you like, screw it, I'm not going to finish this song. And then you have this perfect little hook, something that's never going to get used. And sometimes you go back to it. Sometimes you forget it.
Yep.
You listen to your voice recorder on your phone. You don't even remember playing it.
I know. So many things on the phone, voice memo.
What I decided to do with this new EP that I just released like last month was
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. It was just basically take those little chunks and that's the song. So the songs are like a minute.
This was what I was thinking of doing actually with all of my crap like that.
It's like a minute long songs or 2 minutes. And
did you do it yourself, recording?
Yeah, I did it down here.
Awesome. You have a nice little setup.
Yeah, and I made it bare bones, just songwriting. It's just like there's no backing vocals.
You could use a bigger computer screen though if you're gonna be doing mixing and stuff.
My eyes are getting worse.
That's a joke because it's a gigantic
like an old
screen.
Yeah.
I'm at the drive-in. Like, it's amazing.
I don't have many things, but that is my TV, and I'm
Glorious.
I'm proud of her.
It's glorious.
Yeah, look at it.
Especially for recording stuff. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You're immersed in it. It becomes a recording studio instantly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool,
so
right?
cool. It's
yeah,
so
it's
cool.
pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not a very good. I don't really record stuff very well. I've had this stuff, like, I've been doing a podcast for 8.5 years, but I have no real like producer skills, like, or engineer skills for music. Plus, I don't have an ear for it, and I have trouble doing stuff by myself because I don't know when to quit, and I always think it sounds like shit because I have like.
But you're saying all these things that are not true, though. You're like, I don't have producer skills, but you produce a podcast. You're like, I'm not good at engineering, but you engineered your own album. Like, I don't have an ear for these things, but you're a great musician. So,
yeah,
I think
I take it all back.
Yeah.
See, that's what I need. That's what I don't have normally.
No, yeah.
I'll just sit here and self-deprecate and have imposter syndrome because I have no one to tell me to correct me.
Totally. I'm going to send you a thing about imposter syndrome. You'll love it.
Yeah, I'm going to hire like an assistant just to like cheer me on.
I'm writing down that I'm sending you that thing.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a game that I play.
Yeah.
It's called 13 Questions with the Band.
Okay.
Before we play, do you have any last minute like shout outs to anybody? You want to say hi to anybody, that type of stuff?
Nope.
All right. That was easy. Oh, okay, here we go.
Time for 13 questions with the band. Yes, this segment's back again. It's called 13 questions, but I only asked 6, maybe 5.
Okay, we're back. This is 13 Questions with the Band, Tara Holloway edition.
Hello.
And as she said, she was not given any answers prior to the game starting.
No.
She has no idea. Okay, here we go. What was the first tape, CD, or record you ever bought with your own money?
Oh, with my own money? I don't know. A lot of hand-me-down things, so I have no idea.
What is your earliest memory of like a physical copy of something?
Oh, it's the Robbie Robertson self-titled audio cassette that I stole from my dad when I was 8, because I lived in Vancouver and I used to visit him in the summers in Ottawa. So I stole that and took that with me to Vancouver and obsessed about it. And I'm still obsessed with that album. Daniel Lanois produced Robbie Robertson self-titled album. Ugh, the best.
Have you ever seen The Last Waltz?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Okay. Where am I here? What is your desert island record? If you got stranded on a desert island for, say, 10 years and you only had one piece of music to bring.
Okay, yeah. It would probably be that album. It would probably be Robbie Robertson self-titled.
Okay. Sensing a theme here.
It's funny because it's a Daniel Lanois theme more than a Robbie Robertson theme, but that album is like a Daniel Lanois piece of work. Anyways. Okay.
Very good. Very good. What was the first concert you ever attended?
Oh,
like live show.
Oh, New Kids on the Block.
Oh.
Yeah, 1988, I think. I would have been 8.
I went down a rabbit hole the other day and
maybe it was later.
I saw some live New Kids on the Block from 2024. It was crazy.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
How did they do?
I don't know. I don't know how to. I didn't.
There's no comparison point.
I was a little shocked. I haven't really processed it.
Shocked.
They're getting pretty old to be New Kids on the Block, though.
Yeah, no,
you know,
no,
like they look good.
They need to change the name a little bit, maybe.
They look good, but I Wikipedia'd a couple of them, and they're like mid-50s and stuff, and they're
New
I don't know.
Kids
it seems
on the Block. You're right. That name does not fit.
Like it. Well,
anymore.
It's gonna. I just feel like it's gonna start becoming inappropriate. Is it me? I don't know.
No.
Anyway. Okay. Where am I looking here? Sorry, I have many questions. What was the last thing you listened to today?
Oh, Lola Young, vinyl. And it's a new album. She's an artist from the UK. I'm going to go see her in Toronto next week. I'm really excited.
Nice.
Yeah. The album's called This Wasn't For You Anyway.
Cool. If you had a time machine and you could go back to any music event of any era, what would it be?
Probably like New York CBGBs in the 80s or something like that. Just kind of, just like a nice random week of good shows or something.
Yeah. seedy, crime-ridden Manhattan, walking around with the Ramones or something, eh? Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. I'd do that too.
Cool.
Okay, what is your favorite rainy day music? Like what when you're feeling down?
Sade, maybe. Yeah, I like Sade for that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Who would you love to open for?
Oh my gosh. So many people. I would love to open for Daniel Lanois. That would be fucking amazing. But I would open for, honestly, I love opening for people, so I would open for anybody, but it's really hard to think on the spot. It's like, choose your favorite song.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. There's too many. Which one's your favorite kid? Who would you love to have open for you?
Oh my God. I mean, I don't know. That's a weird mental switch. I don't know.
You have to put yourself. You have to put yourself in the
in a weird, like a weird light, kind of. Yeah, but I my mind goes to Cat Power, and I would love to open for Cat Power. That would be fucking cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. If you could have a drink or a meal with anybody, live or dead, that has made a difference in your life, who would it be? Or whatever, anybody at all.
Oh, interesting. Probably my nanny. She was such a cool lady. She just was like I celebrated my birthday with her in bars when I was 16 and on. And anyway, she was, but apron by day and like party animal by Friday nights.
Cool. Okay, a couple more. Yeah, two more actually. If you could give yourself advice as a kid, what would it be?
Aww. I would say, don't listen to them. You're not a bitch. You're just, you just have a strong personality.
You're driven.
And keep going. You're making all the right decisions, and you should pursue art. Yes, you're doing that. You should keep doing that.
You probably couldn't. You probably could not now.
No, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Once it's in you, it'll always be in you. It's going to come out one way or another. And the last question for 13 questions with Tara Holloway. Who is Tara Holloway?
I'm a quirky motherfucker. But I'm really sincere, and people can think, I don't know, lots of different things about me. I'm a kind of a wild child, but I'm very sincere. I mean the shit that I do, and I mean the shit that I say.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed getting to know you.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally figured out some time and we got it done. So I wish you nothing but the best in the future and your event that's coming up.
Yes, October
what date was that again?
October 6th, Fembox at the GCTC.
Awesome. So check that out, and let's do it again sometime.
Cool. Absolutely. Thank you.
Cool.
High five.
High five.
Yay.
Hey, that is the end of episode 143 with Tara Holloway. That last track was called Temptation to Control Over Me. Tara sent me that, and she put in a note that she was commissioned to sing that song from the supervisor of the show Sons of Anarchy, which is very, very cool. But I wanted to give a shout out to the original, or the writer, I guess, Tracy Nelson and Mother Earth. Very cool. Thank you for being on, Tara. I had a great time. Let's do it again. If you want to get a hold of me, you can always reach me at egoandvice@gmail.com. If you want to listen to the podcast, I always suggest go to egoandvicepodcast.com. It's my website. It's the home base, the HQ, the Fortress of Solitude. It has every link to wherever you want to find it. Or you can just Google Ego and Vice Podcast and find it wherever. Spotify, whatever. I'm everywhere. That's right. Yeah. So that's it for this week. And it's getting close to the end of the year. It's fall. So 3 more months, and then I'm taking my winter break. Wow, I'm already thinking of my winter break. I just got back from my summer break, but it's my show, and I can talk about what I want to talk about. Boom. All right, see you next week.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Wanna